What's up, everybody? BigSweetC here with you. Got a special little video for you today. I like to talk about stuff outside of video games, and we've got one of those little videos for you today. So today that I'm recording is 8/13/2020. This actually, the news broke about 6-7 days ago, about a week ago. Donald Trump is effectively attempting to ban TikTok in the United States. So if you haven't heard, or if you might not know what TikTok is a short video produced, user-friendly kind of way to express yourself through these little 30-second videos. I'm not sure how long they are. I don't use TikTok, so I don't really know. So this isn't going to bother me all that much, but it does bother. It should bother you on a bigger picture. But essentially, the TikTok company is owned by a Chinese-based company by the name of ByteDance. And now really what's being banned is the ability for American companies to work with ByteDance through TikTok. Now what I mean by that is, so TikTok collects your information, right? Just like every other phone app, Facebook, Clash of Clans, Skype, they all collect your information, right? Well, they then give that information to their parent company, and their parent company then uses that information to pull out and selectively advertise specific things to specific people. Happens across the world. What Donald Trump is trying to do is effectively ban that, so the Chinese company can't get any of American information. Now, the reason he wants to do this is because he's saying it's giving China a technological advance on America, meaning they're going to be able to produce better stuff faster and cheaper than America is because of the information that they are stealing from America. Now, maybe that's true. I'm not going to sit here and say that China is the most honest, good-loving country in the world, because we all know that they're not. But my question to this, why does a Chinese company doing it effectively differ from an American company doing it? For example, you're here on YouTube. YouTube used to be an independently owned company. Now it is owned by Google. Everything you send to YouTube is then passed on to Google, so your Gmail can advertise you stuff. So your what else does Google own? So your Google Excel sheet sends them information. Everything you do that's owned by Google, Google collects that information. Google probably passes it up to their parent company, Alphabet. Alphabet then uses that information to send it down to their other companies that they own to send you directed advertising. That is literally the exact same thing TikTok is doing with ByteDance. But the difference being, Google is an American company and ByteDance is a Chinese company. Now, regardless of what you want to believe, Google has zero responsibility to the American public. Matter of fact, they have as much responsibility to the American public as the Chinese do. So, what's the difference? There isn't any difference. There's zero. It's the same thing. So this is literally the dumbest ban of all time. Because if you ban one company from doing this, you effectively have to ban other companies from doing this. This is the slippery slope. Let's try Twitch. Twitch is owned by Amazon. All the information you send to Twitch is then sent to Amazon. So Amazon will no longer be able to collect information. If this goes through, Amazon will no longer be able to collect information from Twitch. It goes 4 ways. Instagram, owned by Facebook. Same thing. How many times do you see an advertisement for Instagram on your Facebook feed? Or vice versa. You're going through your Instagram feed and you see an advertisement for Facebook. That's exactly what this is. You can't ban one and not the other. You can't let one person murder somebody and not send them to prison, and not let another person murder somebody and not send them to prison. It's called a double standard. You can't do it. By law, you can't do it. Now, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, maybe this ends up being a pleasant surprise, and all of a sudden, all these companies have to start breaking up. YouTube becomes YouTube again. Google is just Gmail. Maybe we get lucky, and that's what this is. But I don't think that that's the intention. Nothing in this entire article says anything about American companies. So they're literally targeting China. Now, let's take it on a bigger scale here. So China's stealing our information through the use of TikTok. Well, how about this? Apple makes everything in China. So how are the Chinese people supposed to make an Apple iPhone if you don't tell them how to make it? Would you consider that stealing information? Because if that's stealing information, now Apple has to bring all their jobs back to America. Maybe it's a blessing in disguise. MAGA hats. Donald Trump's MAGA hats. Those red, gaudy looking, make America great, awful hats. Those are made in China. Those are made in China. Are the Chinese government, are they stealing information from the Trump administration? Is that what this is? You can't just... This is such a... And I don't even know, like... I don't even know where to go with this, because this is such a bigger thing than just banning TikTok. Like, this is literally the dumbest thing I've maybe ever heard of. And you've seen a lot of these videos. I've seen some really dumb stuff. Like, this just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. I mean, most of TikTok's information, according to TikTok, is actually stored in Virginia. Virginia's not in China. At least not that I'm aware of it. What about the fact that the United States has some of the most incredible nation debt in the entire world? You know who owns most of it? China. They're basically the majority stockholder of American debt. They're not communist anymore. Anybody who doesn't know that, China is a capitalist country now. like, I mean, this literally doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Now, getting into the conspiracy side of things, let's go down that road. Okay, so if you don't know, or maybe you haven't heard, TikTok has also been in the news recently because of some other stuff. Apparently, there is the possibility that it might be a giant pedophile ring, and turns out a lot of people seem to suspect that it's actually one of the biggest ways for pedophiles to attract kids to meet them. Now, the other flip side of that is recently in this country, 2 prominent pedophiles have kind of come out to light by the name of Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell, both of who have been caught and arrested for controlling arguably the largest pedophile ring in the history of mankind. To add on to that, Mr. Donald Trump has been, in the past and even recently, kind of in the good favors of said pedophiles. He talks about, having met Jeffrey Epstein, thought he was a nice guy, didn't know anything about him. But very recently, he wished Ghislaine Maxwell, Jeffrey Epstein's right-hand man, wished her well. So, I mean, if you really want to get into this, this could be, I mean, this, in my opinion, this has to be bigger than what it is, because there is so much more important stuff going on in this country right now, from the pandemic to the protests to the election coming up. I mean, the fact is, we just had 97,000 kids diagnosed with COVID-19 in the last 2 weeks, and they are gearing up to go back to school, and we don't have a cure for this virus yet. We don't have a way to protect the kids, you know? And so, like, I mean, there's just so much other stuff, record unemployment going on right now. In a couple of months, once all of the pandemic fades and everybody's decided, because the election is over, that nobody is going to do anything anymore because we got another 4 years for another election, we're going to see probably the biggest eviction crisis in the history of this country since at least the Great Depression. We're looking at maybe 40 million evictions, way surpassing the 2008 Great Recession. That was like 5, you know, maybe 6. So there's just so much more going on in the country right now than China gathering intelligence. I mean, have you ever seen TikTok videos? They're not exactly the brightest Americans. Like, I mean, again, I don't really watch TikTok. I don't have it. I don't really understand what it is, but my wife's nephew rates TikTok videos on his YouTube channel, and I just don't get it, man. Like, I must be way over the hill, because he laughs his backside off at this stuff, and I think it's the stupidest crap ever. And so, like, I mean, if you really think that China is stealing secrets from the United States TikTok users, you might have 1 or 2 screws loose. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, the only ever thing I ever see on TikTok videos is young underage girls dancing like Cardi B, or like crazy stupid people doing literally the dumbest stuff I've ever seen, like taking someone's shoe and running away with it, like, for no reason whatsoever. Like, I don't, you know, I don't get it. So it to me, this just seems like there's so much more at play than just he's worried the Chinese are stealing our information, or even in the aspect of, like, national security. I mean, think about this, okay? You're James Bond, right? Or Ethan Hawke. Ethan Hunt. Not Ethan Hawke. Ethan Hawke is a real person. Ethan Hunt is the Mission Impossible dude. Imagine you're Ethan Hunt, or you're James Bond, and you're just like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm in Kansas City, Missouri. I'm going out drinking. I'm gonna throw up a video on TikTok just calling out ISIS to come and get me. Like for real? I mean, for real, bro? Like, do you honestly think that could be a thing? Do you think somebody that's of great importance is just gonna be like, yeah, you know, I'm gonna hang out at this club, I'm gonna be in the VIP room sipping on some scissor. Come and get me, terrorists. Like, come on, bro. There's gotta be more to this. There's gotta be more to this. So we'll keep an eye on this. Either way, if you got a kick out of this like I got a kick out of this, do me that favor, hit that like and subscribe button. Do yourself a favor, hit that notification bell next to those 2 things so you know when I do drop another video. Either way, that's going to do it for this one. BigSweetC, that's me. Wishing YouTube, that's you. Wonderful day, night, morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time of day it might be. Long as you're watching, I'm wishing you a wonderful watching time. Sweetness, signing off. Peace.